So what are the top tips for parenting during this time? As I mentioned earlier, self-care is paramount, having realistic expectations for yourself and for your child, so that you're not planning goals that are very hard to achieve right now. And once again, similar to the infancy time, preschool time, I want to emphasize that you as the parent are the most important feature right now. So you may not have those social groups, you may not be traveling or doing the things that you'd like to do, but you yourself, the parent, are the biggest and most important feature in your child's life right now. So I will reiterate, please be kind and gentle to yourselves. You are very important, and I want you all to practice self-care and realize how important you are to your child's life. Just those day-to-day conversations, hugging, cuddling, high fives. I know throughout the pandemic, families have said, the social distancing, we don't want you to be socially distant from your child in the home. Hug and cuddle and show affection as you normally would. That's very healthy for a child's development. And so once again, setting goals that are realistic and organizing your home in such a way that there can be a routine as such. So meal times, nap times, sleep times, those can be a regular routine, and that gives the child security and predictability and knowing what to expect. And often behavior will improve when a child knows what to expect. And I'd like to talk a little bit about mindfulness and what that is, and how breathing, mindfulness, journaling, something where you can just take a pause and de-stress in that way. And that's something that you can also teach to your child. We will be talking about that later on as well. And then also being in the moment and finding different ways to breathe in and breathe out. Sometimes just taking a deep breath, taking a pause before you have to have a conversation with your child. You are human. You're not going to feel great all the time. As a parent, it's a rewarding job. It's challenging at times, and parents are experiencing lots of stress. So take a moment to breathe in and breathe out. I brought a few little tools that you can use for breathing. A recorder I had around the house, a harmonica. It's not always about, sometimes breathing, how do you breathe in and breathe out? I know some families will use a pinwheel, or they'll find ways just to imagine a balloon that they're expanding. I even had this spatula with a tissue, and if you can't get to a store, you can just you're seeing your breath. So maybe it's something, if you're trying to teach a young child how to breathe, if they can see it. I will share some videos at the end with you, and so anything that you can come up with around your house to practice breathing, but just sort of feeling your breath can kind of bring the energy down, and it'll be a little bit more de-stressed. All right. What other parenting tips are recommended? Certainly want to address feelings and feelings as a parent, as well as your feelings, the feelings that your child may have, and certainly to address that. So children have always had fears about the dark, fears about maybe being separated from the parent. So you want to be able to talk about feelings with your child, the feelings that they may be experiencing, and certainly to examine, as a parent, I would really recommend that you examine sometimes how the things that you're saying to yourself, your thoughts can affect your feelings, and then that can affect how you interact with your child. So it's, again, taking a pause, being a little reflective, whether it's mindfulness, journaling, breathing. You want to take that time for yourself, because it will have an impact on your child as well. So some families tell me that they'll read a story to their child about feelings, and that kind of evokes that conversation. So it's important to be able to talk about sad, talk about mad. What do you do when you're mad or sad? Look at some of the shows that they're watching. So a conversation could be, what do you think that Sky from Paw Patrol was feeling when Rocky didn't want to share with her? So these are kinds of in-the-moment conversations with something that your child is already watching. It's a way of talking about feelings. Certainly, as I said earlier, I want you to be affectionate, hugs, high fives, anything that works best for you and your child. That really encourages good positive behavior in your child, because they're feeling that trust, security, comfort, and you as a parent can give that to your child. And praising your child often. So we call this in Triple P, Positive Parenting Program, descriptive praise. What does that mean? Describe what you see. And so your child's playing very nicely, quietly with their blocks, saying, Johnny, what a great job you did there stacking those blocks together. Great work. And so you're describing what you see. As a parent, you'll feel kind of warm and fuzzy when you say that as well. So it has an effect on you as a parent, and it has an effect on your child. You're sincere, you're excited, you describe what you say, you're teaching your child language, you're teaching your child respectfulness. And so this is something that you have in your control as a parent.